Good afternoon, viewers. This is Matthew from Bangalore Reports, web-based and a print media. Could you please introduce yourselves and what you're doing?
I'm Anupa Nyanakan, and I work with the ACTS group of institutions, and I'm the Director of Education.
My name is Grace Turner. I'm from the UK, and I run a program called Child Assault Prevention.
Hi, my name is Anna Wilson. I'm from Alaska, and I stay here in Bangalore, and I'm the co-founder and executive director of an organization called Pasand.
Thank you. Coming straight to the point, child abuse is a vast topic and a very sensitive issue. However, let us capture a few of the relevant points which is so important. What is the prevalence rates across US, the world, as well as specifically into India? What is this thing? Who would like to?
Yeah, in the UK, I think, and also here, in fact, all around the world, child abuse has become an epidemic. And so what can our approach be to that? A community approach, so what part do we have to play in that?
So there was a 2007 study done by the Ministry of Child Welfare, I believe, and they found, not based on reporting, because reporting statistics with abuse in general are generally a little bit fuzzy because there is such a difficulty with reporting, but they found about 53% of boys across India and 47% of girls have suffered some form of sexual abuse in their lifetime, ranging the gamut of things, but most shocking is the fact that there is actually more boys suffering this from girls, and it's about 1 out of 2.
How do you define child abuse, and what are the types of child abuse that we have come across, and how do you tackle that?
Well, there are a number of types of abuse, and we're going to be covering that in our seminar today. So there's physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, neglect, and verbal abuse.
What are the long-term consequences?
Yeah, absolutely. The short-term consequences are, clear medical and physical issues that can result from physical, sexual abuse as well as neglect. Long-term consequences, you have things like, children that are suffering from physical abuse are more likely to abuse their partners in their future life. They're going to have poor marks in school, depression, suicidal thoughts. Children model behavior. So if you continually are putting them down with verbal abuse and telling them that they're a bad kid, they're going to internalize that, and that's going to just destroy their self-confidence.
Thank you. What age group do you think is the most vulnerable? And how do you identify a child who's abused in such cases? How do you identify?
I think probably the most vulnerable are the younger children, and I think that's a good reason for us really to be approaching it in the way that we are, and teaching people how to identify the signs and symptoms of abuse.
And what do you think is the methods and means to stop the scourge? Because this is going to be a big issue which is required to be done. What are the methods which you all have used in US or UK, and do you think those are applicable in India?
So I would say to date what I have found, and I've been working here for the past year and a half in India on preventing things like child abuse, most of the methods that we've seen have been more reactive, putting CCTV in every corner to catch the abuse. But what we're focusing on today is a preventative approach where the entire community, the families, the schools, and the children know what is abuse, they know what the signs and the symptoms, and they know that nobody is allowed to touch them in that manner, talk to them in that manner, and rather than kind of them feeling afraid to talk about their body parts or talk about anything, they feel rather empowered, and that they know that these are my rights and that I'm not alone, and I can go and talk to my parents or my teacher, and I'm surrounded by a community that is aware of this and wanting to prevent it rather than just reacting after the fact.
Thank you. How do you think a common man or society be involved in such a situation to prevent such things to happen in the future?
I think first of all an awareness that these things happen, and then the next step would be knowing what to do and where to go. So
probably refuse denials of such a thing which is happening around. Could be the reason.
Especially with our boy children.
Okay.
I would say that you have to accept that it could happen to anybody. Anybody could be the victim, and anyone can abuse her. That is the first step.
And how is ACTS Group involved, and What are the other activities which you are involved in?
Well, we have introduced child safety in our schools, making our teachers and our parents and our children aware of this. And we have partnered with Pasand to spread more awareness in our community on this topic.
Thank you. That's the thing. Anything on the way forward? What do you think visualize in the coming days or months or years ahead? How do you think this should be taken forward across?
Well, I think that this is a really good start to have this seminar, to be raising awareness, and also it's really important that we understand what abuse is and how it works, and to recognise the signs and symptoms in a child. And then following that, the important thing is to actually be with the children and giving the children tools to use so that they will know how they can protect themselves. So it's all about protection and trying to stop the abuse rather than waiting till after the abuse.
Thank you very much. That has been great. Thank you for it.